The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
We think it's the banning of
We
speech
are
refers to any protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Ah, yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time. I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that GJ Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn
You know what?
anti-corporate talk.
I'm just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell in the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, this is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora. Here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, GJ Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. Nope, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STEM radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. Hey, Wimp, you're a musical genius, man. They can't paint it like a face is. But if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
STIM Radio. The shit that irks me. The shit that irks me.
Welcome to the STIM Radio Show with the man behind the mic had to be told you can't get crabs from fishing. Maxwell Silverhammer.
Oh, hey, you can't really get a radio show without the mic on either.
Can't do that.
Yeah, bitches. Welcome to the shit that fucking cocksucking irks me. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And I'd be Jerkman.
No,
Jerkman.
Jerkman.
Yeah, not Jerkman, Jerkman.
We gotta take a second here and fuck with G Motors. Mr.
Rocket scientist.
The technical man of the century. Well, you know, God, I mean, this shit isn't really too hard. You just go to the website and click that blue play button. You know, even Cockatiel was having issues with it last night.
All right.
Remember, she was like, I'm not really getting a good connection. And she didn't hear half of what we were saying. And
We had zero, and so I'm guessing he's there right now, so he'll hear it in about 30 seconds. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm like just beat today.
So you ate at the buffet?
Me and Danielle went to the buffet. Because we were talking about eating. We were hungry. We were in the middle of sex today. I couldn't keep it up. I was too fucking hungry. I was like, I got to get something to eat. So we went down and dropped off her brother's sister at her job, and we were out, and I was like, you know, you're going, sometimes you just don't feel like eating the fucking same old shit all the time.
Oh, yeah, nothing sounds good.
Yeah, because we're like, oh, do you want to hit McDonald's? No. Do you want to hit Burger? No. Do you want to hit Subway? We're like, maybe. And I said, hey, why don't we just hit a fucking buffet? We don't do that. And the fucking buffet was only $12 for two of us.
Damn.
All we could eat everything. I was like, shit, why didn't we do this before?
That's dope as fuck. But you have to have a player's card, right?
Yeah, to get it for that price. But, I mean, shit, you go down and fill out a player's card for like 20 seconds and give it to you, and that's all you got to do.
So that's all you do. You don't even have to play, right?
No.
Huh. Damn.
Just keep it on you, and every time you go, use it to get in and get food cheap.
I guess that would be pretty cool. You know, buffets are a bitch for me.
Right.
Because I got to ask somebody to go up and get me more food or take me through the line again. And I don't like doing that. I mean, it's cool when somebody offers it and they say, you know, hey, I'll help you. I don't mind taking you through. But still, I don't like to impose or ever suggest it.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, you know, they may not be cool with helping me, you know, getting up and you know how fast I eat.
Yeah.
So then I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
true.
man, I'm done. Ready to go get me more food? Can I finish mine?
I just picked up my corn on the cob, son of a bitch.
Well, and that's it. They'll get my food, sit me down. Meanwhile, while they're getting their food, I'm devouring mine.
You ate yours.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there with an empty plate when they get back, and I'm like, hey, man, ready to get me more
You know
food?
what I'd say? You're going to wait, son of a bitch. I'm going to eat.
Most of the time they do in a very polite way. You know, and I'm just like, yeah, fine. You know, I mean, I can't get mad.
Well, no.
But
But you're still hungry and you want more food.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And like I said, unless somebody's willing, and a lot of times I just have somebody just load me the fuck up.
You get 2 plates.
Yeah, exactly. Get me 2 plates.
Like, here, hold this son of a bitch, and I'll get this one. We're going to load you up, so by the time I'm done.
Yeah, so I'm still eating when you come back. You know what I mean?
Well, why wouldn't they get theirs while you're getting yours?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's kind of SMJ because they want to hold my plate for me.
Oh my God, really?
I think that's
you know what I do? That's exactly. I put your hand on my shoulder, hand you the fucking plate. Yeah, we go load it up. I get mine, yours, and we go back and eat.
And that's fine. That's what you should be doing. But a lot of people are like, okay, here, I'll get you this. I'll get you that.
Because they're your caretaker at that time, so they have to make sure everything's about you.
Well, they do really get themselves into caretaker mindset.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to load up your plate. And then I'll come back. Actually, you know who does that is Cockatiel.
Cockatiel?
When we go to the Asian buffet. Mm-hmm. That's why I have her load me up with a lot of shit. And then I'm like, okay.
So maybe next time you can suggest that to them.
Maybe. Like, hey, man, I'll hold my plate.
That's what I would fucking do.
I don't want you holding it. You could drop it and break it.
Oh, my God, really?
I'm
like, yeah, so could I, because I'm just as fucking clumsy at times. Has nothing to do with seeing. It's just clumsiness.
Well, that's it. Somebody bangs into you, you drop your shit,
right.
Whatever.
Well, the nice thing about the pallet station, it's not that huge. So it's not like it's kind of just all lined up, so it's not that bad, but... Yeah, I mean,
it's a lot of food in a little area.
Yeah, a little area. So for me, I mean, I would have never thought of anything but that. I would have walked up, you would have came with me. I would have got my plate. You would have gotten your plate. I would have said, hey, you want this on it, that on it, plopped it on there and left.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people feel the need to walk me through first, get all my food, sit me down, and then run back and get theirs. And you're just like, okay,
not necessary.
Don't do all that. That's really not.
Wow.
So, that's, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's why I really don't do too many buffets too often, because they're kind of a pain in the prostate. But, hey, whatever. If somebody offers.
One of these days you get a woman, we'll all go double date. We'll go to a buffet.
There we go. That'll be good.
That'll be cool, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. We'll
go there because cheap.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Maybe when Lana comes to town.
There you go.
We could maybe do that.
There you go.
If that's something. Because I'm actually going to take. Well, you got Mike at 3. But we're going to, I think we're going to hang out.
Oh, that's a Monday she's coming in now.
Yeah, she's going to hang out. Well, I'm taking the day off.
All right.
So we're going to hang out during the day.
All right.
So maybe we can meet you guys at
somewhere.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I'm going to try to make a plan for that.
Kind of cool. And then we'll go do the show or something.
All right.
Or we'll have a big fat window because you don't have anybody between. We're all planning on the air. Hey, is this exciting, everybody? You know what we're gonna do?
Yeah, yeah. Here's the show tonight. Planning what we're doing on Monday the 18th.
Well, see, it's so easy to do that when you're doing the show
because we're just used to talking to one another.
Right. It's just like hey, this is how we we just get so comfortable. We just talk. You know what I mean? So you forget you're on the air.
But you know what? I bet there's a lot of people out there that find it amusing to watch somebody plan their fucking day and see how they do it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Like, well, you know what we could do? We could do. Although I've heard people do that before.
Yeah. They'll say, look at that. Even blind people plan days.
Wow.
How can they plan a day? They can't even see what's coming.
Yeah. They don't even know if it's night or day.
Right. I mean, if you're blind, how can you plan a day ahead of time? Don't you have to wait to see what other people are doing?
Well, that's that new stupid shit, with that non-24 disorder.
Yeah.
Supposedly now it's, which, okay, I do.
They're selling a drug.
Oh, it's totally they're pushing a drug. But because they're the whole thing is, well, blind people don't know if it's day or night. Yes, we fucking do know if it's day or night.
But see, that's it. Most people will not even think that because, and what do you give a shit if it's day or night?
Well, that's it. I guess your circadian rhythm gets thrown off, and you don't know whether to sleep or to be awake.
That's bullshit.
It's total bullshit.
How is that wow. And I wonder how many blind people that really know this is bullshit, but yet take the drug because they believe they have to because they're blind.
Oh, man. I mean, it's pumped all over the...
I know. I've seen a lot of commercials for it. Non-24.
I'm blind, and I also have a disorder where I don't sleep, and it's called non-24.
And how is this pill... What is it, a fucking little clock? A little alarm clock inside you take? Yeah.
Time to wake up.
Ding, 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 ding. It is now 8 a.m.
I mean, okay, I know a lot of blind people, myself included, have insomnia, on certain nights and things like that.
But we have it, and I can see fine.
Yeah, I don't know what it's related to. It's just something that's,
It just doesn't. I don't think it's related to anything. I think it's just human nature.
That's true. Because, I know a lot of sighted people that have it, too.
Fuck yeah. I for years I had insomnia. And then there was other times, like now, I have a hard time staying the fuck awake.
I'll tell you what it is, honestly. I think it's like going to college and drinking and getting high and shit. And like, having those nights where you just sleep, where you crash.
Right.
So then all of a sudden your body goes, wait a minute, we don't get this every night.
Yeah.
So, because that's when I noticed it started happening to me was college. So, I would have.
It's really not a disorder you need to pop a fucking pill
No,
for.
it's simple. It's just called
bullshit.
life, man. It's just the way things are.
Simply fucking life.
But a friend of mine, his sister was working. Well, here's what it was. She was going to apply for that company.
Non-24?
Well, the company that sells it. And so he calls me up, and he wants to know if it's okay for him to give her my phone number.
So she could try to sell it to you?
So what it was, so she could ask me questions about my insomnia.
Oh, my God.
And so, I'm like, okay, yeah, she can call me, but I'm telling you right
Do
now.
the words coerce people into buying shit sound like a fucking...
Well, here's what happened. She finally gets the job, right? Because and she did ask me, well, how often do you have this? And how often? And I said, well, it can be every week.
It's kind of funny, though, if you think about it. These pharmaceutical companies, it's only a side effect from something else they were probably trying to achieve.
Oh, yeah.
And then they send these dorks out to go, hey, you know what? There's something called non-24. We need to go survey a bunch of blind... You dumb shit.
Well, and the people who were working for him were even dumber.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So but she was applying for the job, I guess. And so she was going to go in there with all this knowledge that I equipped her with and go unload it on the guy, and he'd go, oh, that's great. You really know your blinkies. All right, you got a job. Well, that's just what the fuck happened.
He's non-47.
No, I'm non-33.
You're non-33.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what happened with me because, it's like...
Even your 24-hour arrhythmia is fucked up. You have to go non-33.
Well, what it is, let's see, you figure if I'm not sleeping, I'll jack off 3 times, and...
Do you do this like in a ritual thing?
It's usually 3 in the morning before I get to sleep, so there's the 33, you see.
Oh, all right.
But, no, I remember him calling me after she got the job, and he's like, hey, by the way, my sister says thanks, and I was like, oh, no problem.
Thanks for tapping into the blinky.
And then he goes... Hey, and she also said that if you want some of that medication, they'll get some for you. And I'm like, oh, no, it's good, man. I don't need it. Thanks.
They're fucking drug dealers. They're literally
totally.
fucking drug dealers.
What the
Pushing
hell
their
is
shit.
that? Oh, that's
I
you.
crushed a cup.
Okay.
I'm so angry right now.
I was like, what the fuck is that noise? Yeah, no, they're just pushing drugs, and now they found the... Hey, you know what I think?
Oh, shit. What day? Is this daytime or nighttime?
No, hold on. I don't know. I'm blind. Fuck.
Fuck, I was asking you.
Oh, wait. I know. I could check my phone.
Check your phone.
See what time it is. Let's see. Hold on. Here we go. Ready?
Say a command.
Check time.
Command not
Oh,
recognized.
come on. Don't do this to me now.
Please say a command.
Check time.
Command not
Why
recognized.
do you... Look, I'm blind and it's deaf.
Please say a command.
Check time.
Contact name.
Oh, wow. Okay, you know what? I guess I still don't know if it's day or night.
Maybe you should be sleeping right now.
Man, maybe because my phone's a defo and it can't fucking hear shit.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
A blind man with a deaf phone.
Oh, man. You'd think they would make that speech technology a lot better.
Better? Well, I think it's the phone you have.
Is it the phone? No, but I've seen people with their smartphones that have trouble with it.
Oh, yeah.
And it
Yeah,
does.
you do.
Like, that commercial where it's for Motel 6, and he says, how far from to the gas station, or show me gas station or something. And it says, did you say listen to the jazz station? So, all that speech technology, even when you call Cox Cable, and it's like, I always hate that goddamn automated thing where they try to put you through and they're like, I could help you with that. And no,
don't help me with.
Get a
You know what
human.
you do? Go blah, 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 blah. It confuses it and it takes you right to an operator.
Oh, that's right. I used to cuss.
Yeah.
Actually,
Don't do that because it'll pick it up and hang up on you. Just make a weird noise.
Actually, well, I don't know. This was back in the day. Maybe they've advanced it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I remember I'd say, "Get me a fucking sales representative," and then it would be like,
Because see, it's trying to, when you talk, it's still trying to understand your language. So you go blah, 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 and it can't understand that at all.
"Oh,"
That's why you go blah, 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 blah.
or say something retard.
No.
Okay.
Don't try to pronounce words. Because if it tries to understand your pronunciation.
Oh, and then it keeps you stuck.
Right. So if you go, blah, 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 that's not a form of a word.
So you garble it so much.
Yeah,
that it just like,
it quits on you instantly.
Wow. Okay.
Sends you right to a fucking representative.
I'll remember. That's a good little tool, man.
Yeah.
Start using that because I hate that shit.
Yeah, because anytime you're talking, even if you're getting mad, you're still blah, 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 and it's hearing was trying to pick out a word out of that. But if you're going blah, 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 there's no word to pick out.
Yeah, that's that. A lot of that speech technology has not been perfected. Just like anything that they put the fuck out, they don't perfect it. They just put it out and don't test it, and then it doesn't work.
You mean what the main public gets? They got shit that probably fucking talks fucking Boronaka, which is probably the aliens that fucking landed we don't even know about yet too.
Oh, I'm sure they do, but of course, with us as consumers, we're getting ass fucked. Which when we come back, I'm gonna launch into my story about ESET. This fucking virus. It's not the program itself, but it's the company. And I just think that they're pulling me by my dick, man. I think they're bullshitting me
You
around.
think they would pull you by your dick?
Yeah, I know. They're a corporation.
Yeah, come on.
The corporations are honest.
You are just so anti-fucking American.
I know, aren't I?
I mean, we are a country of fucking working people. We are a country that is built on capitalism.
Yeah, you're right.
And you, my friend, are trying to fuck every capitalist out there that's trying to make your life better.
And corporate Jim, he really does look out for us, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the fact that you do not like him, that he steps in your world and tries to make it better, and he has shit that could probably make you see, and you refuse it, you fuck.
Yeah, well, that's how he is. I know. If it wasn't for him,
he's here to help you, and you're just so blind to fucking the facts.
And we're putting the world on his back. Poor corporate Jim. Here it was. He worked so hard to get to where he is. Well, he did work really hard to get to where he is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. His knees and throat took quite the beating to get up to that corporate cock.
Hey, I'm not saying there's not a lot of corporate people out there that didn't bust their ass to get to where they were.
But there's a lot that got their ass busted.
It's just where they're at and what they're doing with it that pisses me off.
Well, yeah, it's the fact that, it's okay to lie to people.
Yeah.
It's okay to,
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
What's with why do you find it necessary to play fucking games?
Well, yeah, tell the truth. Why are you, at this point, well, in the particular situation we were talking about, this thing is going under anyway.
Right.
So why
play games with everybody's fucking life? It makes no sense to me.
It's like, are you just trying to suck okay, these people already paid. Well, no, maybe not, because the way they charge is different.
No, yeah, I don't think that they paid. I think it's just going to burn out and go away.
Well, that's even really stupid.
Yeah. And then they're going to burn out and go away and come to me.
Wow.
So why not, just say, hey, look, this is the way it is. This is what's going to happen. But, it's not just one person playing the game. It's the person buying the place. It's the person selling the place. Let's play games with one another, because we're just not going to sit down and be honest fucking businessmen and say, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Okay, you don't want it or you can't do it. There we go. It's that fucking simple.
Well, it's this whole thing now. They're trying to make themselves look humanitarian. We don't want to upset anyone. And, we don't, how many times you heard it? We don't want to upset the apple cart.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
They don't want to upset the apple cart. They just want to go in and steal every fucking apple from the cart and lie about it later.
They're protecting their own asses till they get out the fucking door. So they don't get their asses.
And they're acting like they're your friend on the way out the door until they get the door open, like, fuck you. Like every time that we leave when cruise control's on. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's up. Oh, by the way, fuck you.
Nice the whole half hour until the end. But fuck you.
And then they do the whole thing of, our hands were tied. We tried. Yeah. We really did. But
we're working so hard because we want you to be comfortable. We want you to be happy. We want you to feel as though you're part of our family.
I lied awake at night, crying tears of feces, thinking about leaving, and I just, it was so hard for me to do. And then they have the fake tears, that they fucking, a lot of it's just
a lot of
bullshit.
People are like that nowadays, though, and that's what makes you so leery, in relationships, in business deals, and business relationships, friendships. You just got to feel like everybody's trying to fuck you, because most people are.
Well, that's it. And you can't be the nice guy anymore. You got to be this argumentative prick that threatens everybody.
Yeah, and you've got to cut this serpent's head off before it starts, because people will say to you, "Oh, well, you didn't see it coming."
Yeah.
No. I didn't see it coming, because I was being a nice person thinking they were too.
Yeah, now you're stupid.
Yeah, and then if you go at them right ahead of time, you're like, you know what? Once bitten, twice shy, blah, blah, whatever they say. I am not going to fall for that again. Why do you gotta be such a fucking prick? You son of a bitch, you just fucking told me everybody's gonna fuck me over. I get fucked over. Now you're telling me you call me a fucking prick because I don't want them to fuck me
Right.
over.
Now, in one breath, well, that's how fucked up everything is now.
Yeah.
In one breath, they'll tell you to do one thing. You know, well,
Yeah.
you need to let your guard down. You just can't mistrust everyone.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you know, you get fucked over.
And they're
Well,
like,
wait a
well,
minute.
why did you trust them?
Yeah.
I didn't. You got the fucking list because I don't.
I think you need to be a little more selective of who you trust there, pal.
Yeah. You're like, oh, fuck. Well, apparently there's a list going around that I did not get because I didn't know that they were on the fucking list. You didn't tell me.
Well, you know, it doesn't matter.
You should be smart enough to know on your own. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So you've never been fucked over in your entire life, genius?
Oh, no, never. They matter of fact, I mean, you let them tell it. They're fucking.
You never had a
on top of their
relationship where you
game.
got screwed around on or lied to. You never had a business deal that they fucked you over. You never had your fucking electric company come in and lie to you about a bill that you paid and said you owed more. Nothing like that ever, huh? Because you're that goddamn fucking smart. You catch on to everything, right? Fucking genius.
Oh yeah. Which speaking of that, remember my accident I had a couple years ago when I fucking banged my nose up at the old all talk?
Let me guess, you're still getting ran around on it.
Yeah. Well, they're now saying that I still owe on it. And
they're going to do that to the day you die.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not paying them. Fuck them.
Okay.
And my mom was like, well, you need to call your insurance company. I'm like, okay, they haven't paid it this far. What makes you think they're going to...
See, and then they get you wrapped up into their bullshit.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you spend days on weeks on end wrapped up into this bullshit, getting more angry.
Yeah.
And then in the long run, you, because you got back into it, are the one that gets fucked somehow.
Right. You got to play this game with them, join their little soap opera.
Pass the hot potato.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you're going... Wait a minute, okay, and you have this stupid, well, I'm working towards getting this resolved.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to get resolved.
No, you're working towards fucking somebody with this, and you not getting any fucking responsibility is what you're working. Because if you were truly looking to resolve it, this would have been resolved.
And the whole reason to do it is to run you down.
Yeah.
So that way you go, all right, I'll just make payments.
It's a fucking game.
So I don't care about it. I'm like, okay, you know what? You say, okay, get in line, fucker. You know? Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
Yeah, we're lying to you. We're not coming back.
Oh, yeah, we're not.
Wait a minute, are we?
Yeah, we are.
We're not. We are. Don't tell them. Guess, you fuckers.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money. You can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you'll be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are
First Amendment protection
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Back to the STIM radio show with the man behind the mic is actually going to paint a smiley face on his penis and go into penis puppetry. Maxwell Silverhammer.
You know what? I want to do that one time. Just paint a smile face on my dick and, wave it around.
Make little puppets and puppet motions.
Make it talk and, all kinds of cool shit. So, I've got a fucking gripe, a bitch. So, this ESET program, which is an antivirus software, which I bought last year, and it was a bitch to load. That was the first thing. And I still, to this day, don't even know if I loaded it correctly. I mean, you'd think it's a program. How fucking difficult would it be to install?
You'd think so, right?
But it just seemed like it was kind of strange and hinky the whole fucking time.
Oh, my God. I got to break this with important information.
Uh-oh, what's
Your
up?
show finally loaded onto the site.
Oh, Jingle Charlie,
so
Chuckle
it's there
Buck.
too.
so I can just go to your website.
You can go to
YouTube. Okay, fucking A, man. See this? All right. So anyway, this program. So I don't even know if I've loaded this fucking thing right. Which I think this is a way that they can now come back in. If I'm having problems and go, well, dickhead, you didn't load it right. You're stupid.
They're the worst kind to have. I hate to tell you this.
Oh yeah.
Because they have constant monitoring of your computer. They can get into it anytime they want.
Well, that's it. That's the whole thing. And I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do? Have no antivirus software? You kind of have
Just
to...
get a cheap one. Just get one of the freebies because they all can hack into you. They all do about the same damn thing.
That's what my assistant said. He was like, use Microsoft Essentials or something.
Yeah, well, they have Essentials, but it's actually called Windows Defender now. That's what I use on everything.
I wonder if that's built into my computer.
Yeah.
Is it? I haven't seen it, but...
Yeah, it's there.
But yeah, okay, so here was this. It's time for me to renew. And here's the new year, and I keep getting...
How much is it, 100 and some bucks?
No, it's like $44. So I basically, I was getting... if you renew for 2 years, I think it's like 75 or 65 or something.
Drop it and get some free shit.
So anyway, I already renewed it. Well, here's the thing, because I kept getting prompted, ESET needs your attention. Your shit's going to expire in a couple days. You need to hurry up and get this fucking renewed. So finally last night, I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's get this done and over with and out of the fucking way. So I go on, and that was a bitch too. That was a whole nother hoop jumping ass fuck. Where now you have a special username for that, and then there's a special password you're given.
Right.
So I couldn't remember any of that, so I had to have it all emailed to me. And then I go on, and then I have a separate password for their actual marketplace. For me to just go log in there and buy shit. So anyway, I bought the stupid fucking program.
Right.
And they said, an email with instructions with your download link will be sent to you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I go check my email, and it just says, your username is this, your password is that. And then it said, no further action is required. However, if you have trouble downloading any updates, then please call us at, and they give the phone number. So I'm going, all right, well, let me just make sure that this updated my ESET. Well, I go in there, and guess what?
Didn't do it.
I'm still getting that same stupid fucking message. But here's where the dumb bullshit corporacy comes in. So I'm like, okay. And of course, this has to happen at night, So you're pissed off. You don't sleep well because you're mad, and you're like, oh, these fucking corporaticon, So I'm laying awake half the night fucking talking about corporate gym and, taking dumps on each other's faces and all that shit like that.
Tearing tears of feces.
Crying tears of feces. Yeah. So anyway, here it is. I fucking set my alarm for 6:30 so I could get the fuck up early just to call these jackoffs.
Right.
And so I do. I call him. Finally, this guy named Jonathan answers. And I tell him what happened. And he says, oh, well, it doesn't update until 12 to 24 hours after you purchased it. And I'm like, then why doesn't your email say that? Well, actually, he gave me some real double talk. First, he said it doesn't update.
That shocks me.
Oh, I know, because it's a corporation.
Double talk.
And it's a corporation. Usually they're pretty on the up and up, So, so anyway, I said to him, he goes, 12 to 24 hours. That's what it takes to update. And I said, well, let's see. I bought and then he goes, well, you got to realize we just came in at 5 a.m. and it's now 7 a.m. So it's only been 2 hours. I'm like, wait a minute. I bought this at 9:30 last night, so it's been, I don't know what kind of math you're doing. I don't know if Bill Gates comes over and gives your company a little Common Core fucking crash course, but
that's funny.
We're not, that's not proper math. So then he tells me, well, yeah, when your thing expires, it's just going to roll over and it'll be fine. I'm like, well, so wait, when is it going to roll over? In 12 to 24 hours or on Friday when it expires? And he goes, well, in 12 to 24 hours it should be. And I'm just like, man, these fucking, and what's shitty is these companies, and this is why the customer service, this is why I try to tell Ocelot and AK, when we'd always argue so vehemently about shit like this, is, these companies tell the customer service person to lie. We know you're lying, so then what do? We take it out on the first person who's fucking lying to us because you told them to lie. Just tell them fucking it goes 12 to 24 hours and then, shut him the fuck up and get him off the phone and get to the next sale.
Wow.
So that's what they really try to do. So tonight, guess what I get to do? I get to go home and see if this shit fucking updated, or if I'm still going to be getting that dumb fucking message again. And then I'll have to call them again tomorrow, and be like, it still hasn't updated. He was like, well, we're not going to leave you in the dark. Then he says to me, would you like me to send you an email with an explanation of what I just told you? No, asshole. I think my comprehension skills are pretty good, unlike your math skills, Mr. fucking Common Core. So, he was just like, well, I mean, and I said, look, I understand everything you were saying, but number one, your email doesn't state this, so that looks suspect to me. Second of all, I got what you said, but it doesn't make sense. I've never heard that before. Even when I had Norton, once I updated it, it was updated. That's like saying, hey, I bought this new car, so where's the new car I'm supposed to be driving? Well, sir, you are driving your new car. It's just that you don't realize it. Yeah, but this is my old car. It's still got the cigarette burns in the fucking ceiling and, got fucking coffee spilled in the back and, puke on the seats. Well, sir, it's your new car. You are driving it. You got to wait 12 to 24 hours before it turns into your new car and starts to feel like it. Just they tell you any fucking canned bullshit. And then, people wonder why we just unleash on these goddamn customer service people. It's like, well, and first of all, and I'm tired of hearing that shit too. Don't fucking whine and cry. I almost wish Cruise Control was on for this one because they do a lot of these people that work in customer service are the biggest fucking whiners ever. And it's like, well, don't whine and cry because your company's lying to people and we're pissed off at you. Number two, guess what? We pay your fucking salary, so take the dick. Sorry. If it wasn't for us consumers, see, this is what I'm sick of. I'm tired of these fucking companies thinking that, that us consumers are supposed to kowtow and suck the dick.
Oh, wait. You're talking about that? I'm going to bring up something and I'll play this for you and tell me what you think of this.
Oh, okay.
Wait till you hear this Corporanicon shit.
Oh, I'm always...
You're going to be, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I'm always ready for some Corporacy.
So talk a little bit longer. I'm looking for it, but...
So, yeah, man, I mean, they expect... It's like, wait, hold on, guys. Back it up. We're the paying customers, meaning we can vote with our money, so...
But soon, really, the whole thing comes down to is voting with money is not going to even count anymore because they have control over everything. And once they get the control over everything, your money's not going to count anymore.
Yeah, but if I have a chip in my dick, guess what? I can choose to
slide your dick in the right spot.
Yeah, I can say I'm not buying from that company. I'm not sliding my dick in them.
But see, the whole thing is my biggest thing I would tell everybody right now is watch what you sign anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because most of the stuff is done through sneaky contracts.
Well, that's it. It's all fine print.
It's all fine print and contracts, and there's where you're going to be fucked from here on out.
Yeah, I always got to, and why is that? It's like I got to sign a contract for something I'm purchasing.
Yeah, yeah,
it's mine once it's out the door, right?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's see what you got.
I'm going to let this load up for a second here. Yeah. Wait till you hear this, though. You're going to be like, "What the fuck?" You ready for this?
Go for it.
Okay. Hopefully, it's not going to be a commercial here.
Okay. Let's see what yucklebuckery they're going to feed us.
This is from Alex Jones. Let everybody know that we're giving the credit.
Oh, okay.
From the show Alex Jones. They found out this report, and they reported on this from InfoWars.
Let's talk about this other article that you've got up today that went up just a little while ago. PayPal asserts copyright ownership over all intellectual property of its users. Now, of course, they're doing this through a new user agreement. I want you to break that down. But, Paul, when I look at this, everywhere I turn, I see big corporations asserting copyright ownership over everything,
Where'd you
over
hear the
things
car
that they
part of
don't own.
this?
We need to understand that this is the fundamental basis for how they're going to control the internet, how they're going to control you. It's how they're going to shut down your car. We've talked about how General Motors and other automobile manufacturers are asserting that you don't have any right to work on your car. You don't own your car. It is merely a licensing agreement, as John Deere talks about.
Wow.
They own everything because they
I've
own
heard
copyright.
some of this
And
stuff.
this is the fundamental basis
hear
of the way
this.
they're going to come at the internet, saying you got a copyright violation, so we can just shut down your website based on mere accusation. And it is woven throughout the transatlantic and trans-Pacific partnerships. But let's talk about this particular case here with PayPal. Break this down for the users.
Well, yeah, this is key, as you said, because it ties into TTIP, which, of course, they classified under national security. Obviously, because if anybody actually found out what was truly in it, they would be horrified. That's going through at the moment, obviously allowing foreign corporations to change U.S. law.
Wow.
But a business owner sent me this link, and nobody else has reported this. We're the only news organization to report this. PayPal is it has announced that it's going to update its terms of agreement, terms of service, effective July 1st this year. And this is what they say in their own terms of agreement. Quote, when providing us with content or posting content, in each case for publication, whether on or offline, using the services, you grant the PayPal group a non-exclusive, worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sub-licensable right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property. You have in the content
Can we
any
pause it real
media
quick?
Hang on a second,
now
pause it.
or in the future.
I just want to break this down and
Mm-hmm.
digest it a little bit. So, in other words, what they're saying, let's say I was still doing music, right?
Right.
And I'm selling CDs on my website, and
Mm-hmm.
I take PayPal. So now, because I have my music being purchased with PayPal, those fuckers can come back and say, guess what? We own the rights to Be Sick, I Hope You're Offended.
Yeah. They own
No
the rights to
shit.
your website. They own the rights to anything that you've sold, done, or used while you were doing PayPal. They own the intellectual rights to everything.
How the fuck do these people get away with it? Well, I know how the fuck they get away with it. I'll tell you exactly,
Mm-hmm.
because we're such a complacent, settled. We're settled.
Society is settling, yeah.
Settledy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
And the thing is, really, is they sneak it in. You're not going to read the whole fucking thing. There's so much jibber jabber. Most people won't read it all. They will sign it. So, and here, listen to the rest of this.
Oh man, I just had to digest.
Yeah,
make
but
sure
that's
I'm
what it
getting
is. Intellectual
Goes on and
property.
on. So basically, if you're a website owner or if you're a business owner who uses PayPal to take payments, from what this says, and we need copyright lawyers to comment on this because none have done so as of this moment. I asked 4 different intellectual property experts to comment on this, so hopefully we'll get an update to it. But if you've got a website or a business and you use PayPal services to take payments, to me this reads as if they're claiming complete intellectual property ownership over anything you put on that website, anything you publish, again, online or offline. So
Well, that's amazing.
It's
I mean,
really
it looks pretty
creepy.
extensive. Yeah, it looks pretty extensive when they're talking about worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, royalty-free, sub-licensable, right to exercise any and all copyright, publicity, trademarks, database rights, and intellectual property rights you have in content.
Wherever you are.
I mean, that is pretty amazing. Regardless of if that's restricted in any way whatsoever. See, that's the way they sneak this stuff in, Paul. They put it in the fine print, just the same way that they're trying to sneak in these trade agreements, so-called trade agreements. They're sneaking it in quietly, privately, secretly, so that nobody can see it. They're going to have to pass it so that we can see what's in it, except that we have seen some of what's in it because it's been leaked. Some of the aspects of it have been leaked by WikiLeaks. But that's the way these guys are operating. They're just absolutely, they're just
underhanded.
Say that they own this and then put it out there. People need to understand that. They also need to understand, just like I pointed out earlier in the show, John Deere and General Motors are both pushing back against the idea that you own your car. And General Motors said, people are mistakenly conflating ownership of a vehicle with ownership of
How about you give cars away?
software.
Why don't you just do that?
And as John Deere pointed out, we're just giving them a license.
Oh, wow.
You just have a implied
Amazing.
license. You don't really own
John
anything.
Deere. You
That's
know what?
the
I think
perspective
John
of these
Deere,
corporations.
the real John Deere,
Yeah, they can
roll
revoke
over in
that
his grave.
license at any point.
See this
What's
shit.
interesting about this is there was a huge controversy in 2012 where on Facebook you saw people posting status updates asserting that they maintained copyright ownership of their original content that they posted on Facebook. And that was quite a misnomer, because if you actually read Facebook's own terms, they merely stated that Facebook asserts the license to use and display that content, not that it owns the copyright to that content. So this PayPal TOS update is a lot more draconian than the Facebook situation, which caused a lot of controversy back in 2012.
Nobody probably say nothing about this.
There are
but yeah, you're right. Everybody went nuts with Facebook.
Where a handful of people are freaking out about this. No news organization has picked it up. And again, as he said, they know that people don't read terms of service agreements, so they can slip this kind of stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's legally enforceable after it gets publicity, which it should do, you know, I would be doubtful of that. But it just shows you the attitude that these huge corporations, and of course, you know, PayPal is not given its record. I mean, they froze WikiLeaks' account back in 2010, so they've got a history of targeting groups politically. The head of PayPal, one of the head developers, as we covered earlier this week, is now advocating that instead of a password, you would have a brain chip to access your computer, or, you know, eventually your PayPal account itself.
Yeah.
So it's not a very venerable company in terms of its history. And with this kind of language, they're only going to drive more people away. But, you know, it's like there are very few alternatives to PayPal. This is the problem we have when corporations get these kind of monopolies over things like payment systems, because I've been using PayPal for, 15 years now, and I've never run across an alternative that works as well. So, I mean, that's how they maintain dominance over these sectors.
Well, that's funny.
Isn't that amazing? Whoops.
Up there it goes.
We'll give them credit there. Like, again, it's at Infowars.com.
Infowars.com. That wasn't Alex Jones. That must have been a sit-in.
No, he does. Alex Jones does his own thing, but that's Infowars, which the other guy does.
Oh, okay.
Still part of
Alex Jones's.
But it's right there. I mean, it's not like they're making this up. It's on their own fucking website with their own policies. It's change.
You know, this is just, it's one of those things where, okay, like, let's say you start charging, people pay you through PayPal for All Talk, you know, for the shows. Yeah. That means that PayPal would own the rights to all the shows that are on
everything that's put on that website.
Wow.
The intellectual right, yeah.
Shit, no wonder you still use checks.
Yeah. Yeah, I have PayPal, but I'm getting rid of it. It doesn't update until July 1st, it said, and I will not, or June 1st. I'm not using them. They're done.
And like the guy was saying, I mean, is there some kind of credit card service?
Well, there's Square. There's a couple odds and ends around I'm going to look into, but PayPal's off my list after this. I mean, fuck them.
It just sucks because, you know, I mean, they're forcing you to be.
But these companies, I mean, they really think everybody's that ready to bow down and take it in the ass that hard?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because everybody's so willing to settle and take the date. Yeah. They're like, you know, there's two kinds of consumers. There's the ones that are just like, hey, you know, that's how business works. And then there's guys like us that are like, you know, hey, fuck this. You're not going to bend me over and tell me bullshit.
And they'd be like, well, that's okay. Like they did with these spying on everybody things. Well, I'm not doing anything wrong, so they can. It'd be the same thing with that. Well, I won't do anything that would make them mad, so why would they want to come after my stuff?
Yeah, I want to be complacent.
You don't have to make them mad. They own your shit. They're telling you right in your fucking face, well, pretty much under fine print, but they're telling you that, hey, you use our company, we own you.
Yeah, well, I mean, and who knows what will make them mad.
Right.
You may do something that's very innocent.
Or you wouldn't have to do anything. Maybe all of a sudden they decided they didn't like internet stations like this.
No,
everyone they own to shut them down. Well, we don't like that stuff no more. We don't need their money.
Well, that's like, like, you know, they find out we're doing a show like this.
Yeah.
Or, you know, It's Out There show.
Yeah.
You know, they'll shut you down right away.
Yeah, because we own them. We can get rid of them now. Just because they accepted payments through us, and we took our part of that, too. We got our money from it, but we own you at the same time.
I think you need to do the Charlie Jucklebuck thing where you have the thing where you can take money out of someone's account at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's what other companies are doing.
It's amazing, isn't it? This is just, I mean, that this world's come to this licensing shit with all this software and that is really, I mean, it's giving people on this fucking high horse to think they can do whatever they fucking want to do.
Well, I mean, do you blame them? Look how stupid people are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they've allowed it, so it's like, well, we can pull one over on you because you don't fucking pay attention. And I know what he's saying, like when I get those, the Amazon Associates emails, or that was back in the day when you and Million had the the thing where you could donate to the show and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So those things I'll get. I just delete them. I don't even read them. So it's we're all kind of fucking guilty of that shit. And in some ways it's because the way it's written, it's putting in fucking legal speak that none of us would understand.
Well, and that's
I
it.
sure as fuck don't.
I mean, really. I mean, you have to really be a lawyer, and some lawyers you probably bring in won't even understand it. They've created such a fucking bullshit and fucking mess with it.
Well, yeah, and like the guy said, draconian. That's a very good adjective to describe some of the shit they want to do with putting chips in your brain so you have instead of a password and all kinds of other weird shit. They're just wow.
Yeah,
that's
brain chips. Yeah, you know what? We want you to have a brain chip so you can use passwords. And who the fuck are you to tell us this shit? Why? What? These companies think they're fucking gods.
Oh yeah,
really think they're There's no longer sell to the people. It's like you're gonna buy our shit. We're gonna tell you how to buy it, when to buy it, and what you can do with it. Yep. And what the fuck?
We're gonna extort you for money. Oh, I'm telling you now, if this shit is not updated, I'm going to call him. I'm going to say, look, I want my money back. This is some bullshit. I'm not playing this. I'm not bending the fuck over like most of your consumers that buy your fucking product and letting you guys ass ram me. And then, of course, then they'll, yeah, dickhead, hem and haw, all you want.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Then all of a sudden, well, if enough people would start doing that.
If enough people would just say, look, you know what? Stop fucking us. We're done with your fucking games. But nobody will. That's the problem. PayPal can shove it up their ass.
Well, that's it. Or like the cable companies or these other companies that, all of a sudden decide that, hey, you're a paying customer, you've been a good customer, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to bend you the fuck over and we're going to raise your rate by 20%. How about that, Juckles?
See, the bad thing about all this, though, is they're kind of cornering people.
Well, yeah.
You really, cash doesn't mean shit no more. You have to have credit cards. You have to have this, or you have to have, now iPay or whatever, the Y wallet, And it's getting hard to the point where they're forcing you into having to use these things, and then they're putting these rules and regulations on it that you can't get out of.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like the, the time with the American Express card, but yet they make it so difficult. And here it is, you're spending, you don't have time to sit and devote to this bullshit. If you work and you have a life.
Well, see, and that's it. This is why they do this, because they keep you so busy that you can't read all this shit and do all this stuff and live a life and pay your taxes and fucking eat and pay your bills and blah, blah, blah. You can't keep up with all of it. You scan through what you can get through for the day and you sign shit and you do this and you do that and you're like, and then at the end you find out, oh, I fucked up there because I didn't have enough time and my goddamn busy day that everybody's fucking me into,
Well, that's it. I mean, you got to work. You got to do your, you have your life, but yet they expect you to, call us at 6:30 in the fucking morning and we're going to sit, it's like, you know what? I don't have time to sit here and fucking babysit you and make sure that you're not fucking me. So, that's what pisses me off about this whole thing.
Right.
It's like, and the guy's like, oh, we won't leave you in the dust. Believe me, it'll update. And I'm like, you know what?
Right.
If I get a virus, you sons of bitches, it's,
Right.
But of course you think they're going to pay me. Oh, hell no. We're not paying you. You're taking my Bora Bora money? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wow. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, we got to stop kowtowing to these goddamn companies and kissing their ass and acting like they're the only fucking game in town. Because guess what, folks? It's still America, regardless of what people are telling us.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to treat it like it's still America, and I'm going to act like an American.
Yeah?
And I'm going to do American shit.
And you're going to act like an American and go to commercial break.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, we almost didn't.
Yeah, almost.
Talk about kowtown to the consumer.
It doesn't matter, because what we would have done is I would have charged you more money for my fuck up.
Hey, I like it. Jimmy way.
Jimbo.
We'll be right back.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, hip-hop. bangers life. Hip hop bangers life.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck. In your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money. You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want
as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun, my toleration is none. Fucking Buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scams. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic light, you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech.
are
First Amendment protection
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Back to the STIM Radio Show right now with the man behind the mic. We'll give you a Red Lobster coupon for the intellectual right to your penis. Maxwell Silverhammer.
Is there an intellectual right for your penis?
I don't know.
That's actually kind of funny. Please give me the intellectual rights to your penis. Well, here's a real quick, because I haven't done this in a couple days. Here's somebody who won't fuck you. If you need a handyman and you're out here in Vegas, you can call Done Right Handyman. My boy Warren, 702-628-3352. He does everything: painting, woodwork, plumbing, air conditioning, heating, electric, so you name it. So call Done Right Handyman, Warren Peck, 702-628-3352. Fuck, man. You know, and I wonder what's going to happen with, like, say, his business eventually. You know, because he takes checks, and he, you know, and for him it's checks and cash. I don't think he does credit cards, you know?
No.
And same with Dave. You know, it's checks for those guys.
Yeah.
So, you know, but that's their other way of fucking stomping out the small business. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you either better get corporate.
God, I can't remember how to spell pulled.
Pulled?
That's what I thought.
To pull something? Like when you pull your pecker?
Yeah.
Yeah, pulled. Pulled.
That's what I thought, but my head, you ever get those times when you have
yeah.
something in your head? You're like, that's not right. And it is.
I do it all the time. Well, you know, see, here's the thing. Like with Braille's contracted. So there's a lot of words I didn't even know how to go. That's why my spelling's so bad.
Right.
You know, and people always shit on me for my spelling. Well, you got to understand, you know, for all my school life, you know, I was doing Braille, and I was brailing my assignments. So there's certain words that aren't even spelled out in what they call grade 2 Braille.
Right.
So you have words like there, showing ownership, which is a 456 sign and a THE sign. That's how a there would be.
Right.
So you don't spell out the word there. Same thing with the word there showing, you know, where something is in location. Is a .5 THE sign.
Right.
So there's a lot of words I never learned how to spell until I got to college and started typing papers. So, you know, when I was typing in Braille, I was just doing contractions and all that stuff. So, you know, Braille's good in one sense, you know, because it teaches you, you know, sentence structure and everything and syntax and whatnot. But at the other hand, it kind of makes you lazy because you don't learn how to spell certain things.
Right.
And you know how everybody's like it or not. You know, I get so much fucking flack for the way I spell shit. And you know, dickheads on websites, when they want to fight, you know, first thing they do, they go for the spelling jugular. You know, well, if you learn how to spell, you learn how to back up your point, you fucking moron. You know, so you know what I'm trying to say,
right?
But yeah, you're really at a disadvantage, you know, when you don't see, and it's kind of one of those things, because you know now there's a lot of shit people are complaining about them taking Braille away, and you know, oh, shouldn't they teach still? I mean, I still think they should be teaching Braille. It shouldn't be a dead art, you know, with screen readers and things. But at the same time, you know, I think that you should at least be writing in grade 1 Braille. You know, you don't use contractions. So I don't even know what the fuck, why you would have contracted words.
Right.
You know, that's, to me, is kind of strange. So that's always something that's eluded me as far as, you know, how that goes. But yeah, that's why my spelling's so shitty. Because I haven't, you know.
You learned it through that.
A lot of words I didn't learn, you know, like spirit is dots 4, 5, 6 and the letter S. So, well, I know, which totally sounds Chinese to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
Maybe you should say it in Chinese. We'd understand it better.
Oh, ding dong bao. Speaking of Chinese, here's something you might disagree with, because we've gone back and forth on this before. And, you know, I just don't understand loneliness. You know, like today, Steve sends me an email. And sometimes he just sends emails when he wants to bitch about things. And I'm just like, why the fuck did you waste the time to sit down and knock that out for me? You know, he was bitching about the whole thing in Maryland or whatever, you know what I'm saying, about the whole rioting,
yeah.
And, you know, whatever, you know, throwing his little Republican Party mixed spin on it, you know, whatever. But at the same time, I really couldn't even respond to it. I'm like, okay. And again, like I said, you know, I mean, some of that's his fault, you know, because he's not resourceful. You know what I'm saying? His mindset is, well, you know, like his way of getting laid back in the day was going down to the blind center. And I'm like, man, dude, you got to find an alternative way to get laid. You shouldn't be running out to the fucking blind center. And even now, like finding friends and meeting people, you know, it's just he doesn't go out. And it's like, dude, you got to start being a little more resourceful. Oh, and good news if G Motors is listening. The Kentucky Derby is this weekend, and Steve did say he was going to be watching the Kentucky Derby at a casino, so he's going to be shit-faced, so he will not be coming over. So you can rest assured there. No, like I said, not that I don't like the guy, but it's just like I guess I don't get when people are so goddamn, you know, it's like you got to find something to do, man. You know, I mean, when I was a kid, I learned that, hey, I play with myself now.
I was going to say.
I was going to get it before you did.
Yeah.
But, no, I always was able to play by myself. I didn't have any problems. And, you know, at the same time, I didn't have any problems making friends either. But there were times that I didn't mind playing by myself.
Right.
And I know you guys say, well, when G Motors leaves, it's going to be, well, it will be. But then again, it may open more doors because, again, I'm a resourceful person. I'm not just going to sit at home and go, oh, woe is me, what am I going to do? You know, I'll find something to do. You know, I always do. You know, that's how I've just done shit.
Right.
But I think a lot of people are just, especially blind people, are so ill adapted when it comes to that kind of shit. So, because I think Sluggo's problem is he's not meticulous.
You think Sluggo has only one problem?
Well, Sluggo's got several, yeah. But I think the root of a lot of his problems is he's not the two things that have honestly made it so I could thrive as a blind person. I guess we're getting kind of blindocentric here, but that's kind of what
people need to know your anguish with this.
I know. Patronizing fuck. Well, you know, it's an irk of mine,
right?
And it's something that, you know, I think about, and it runs across my mind, and because I guess I look at a lot of these blind people and see how they're so starved for social interaction. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How come you can't make friends? How come you can't get out? How come you can't do, you know? And I think for Sluggo, his problem, the two things that I was, you know, that have made it so I can survive is, number one, routine and being meticulous. So, you know, knowing, you know, where you put things, what you do, having a routine, you know, that's what makes it, see, where he doesn't really have something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, he doesn't have a woman anymore either.
No.
She was so good with that, I've heard.
That was probably her problem too. So, yeah. So
she was blind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was blind. You didn't notice?
Well, no, I mean, kind of, but kind of not.
Can you get me more meatballs? Can you get me more meatballs?
But I mean, was she totally blind or was she partial?
I think she had a little bit of vision.
Because when she was walking around in that, I mean, I'm used to seeing you do that. Huh? Well, waddling, whatever. But I was used to seeing you do that. But with her, she seemed a little more precise with what she was doing.
Huh.
So it led me to believe that she had a little more sight than maybe.
I'm surprised you remembered all that about her. You know, because I don't think.
I mean, come on. How meeting her only one time in my entire life, how could you forget anything about her?
Well, you must have. Yeah, that's true. She does kind of stand out, doesn't she? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and with him, I think he's just missing the ability to be meticulous and have routine, which you would think they would have taught him that at that fucking retard center that he went to in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which really, you know, that should be the first thing that you learn or that you grasp onto.
Right.
And for Steve, I think his problem is he's not resourceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just doesn't, you know, it's kind of the woe is me. Okay, well, you know, I guess he told me recently that he used to go down to the Sunset Station and, you know, he'd call security and he had a whole setup and they'd come and meet him and whatever. Well, they told him they couldn't get him a security escort and, you know, that they're not allowed to do that anymore. Well, you know, you go to the top of the company and explain that, hey, look, I spent a lot of money in this motherfucker, and you fight that shit. You don't just lay down and take the dick. Or B, you find another place to go.
I'm sure he'll blame Obama for it because he's the nigger in the White House.
Yeah, that goddamn. Since that nigger in the White House came in,
this shit hasn't happened before that.
No.
Just that damn nigger in the White House.
Nigger in the White House. And let me tell you something. The Conservative Party, the Republican Party, they're trying to do good things and they're getting blocked by the fucking. So yeah, that's what I think goes on. Those two guys, they lack. Those are the certain things they lack to be able to function, you know, like I do. I mean, I hate to sound uppity and shit, but since everybody puts me on a fucking pedestal, I might as well put myself up there too.
Yeah, put yourself on that one.
I think you know what?
Put yourself on that little girly pedestal of yours.
I'm a pretty acclimated blind fucker.
Get on that soapbox right now.
I'm on
pedestal and sit on it.
I'm on it right now. I'm on it right now, and I'm standing on the bitch. So, but yeah, that's the thing. I think those are the two things, you know, meticulousness and fucking resourcefulness. And if you don't have those, then you're not going to function. You're going to have a problem. And unfortunately, a lot of blind people are very ill prepared when it comes to those things. So,
well, because they just don't see it coming.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a blind joke, sure.
Yeah, that was I saw that.
You saw that one coming?
I saw it coming.
How could you see it coming?
Somebody did pull that with me the other day. I'm trying to think who the fuck that was. They tried to play a blind joke or you know, whatever it was. You know, you said saw or you didn't see. No, you know who it is? It's that other coworker that we share the office with. You know, because I said something and she was like, what do you mean? You got sighted overnight? You can see me now? You know, trying to be funny. And it's just like, actually, that was a pretty lame attempt at a joke.
Wow.
So, yes, that's that. And fucking A, man.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. What else? That's what I say when I'm like.
You don't know what to say.
Yeah, when I'm like, hey.
I can tell you're like, because you get this look on your face
like,
when you're like, what am I going to do with this next part of this? And it looked like it went into a corner. I'm just not sure. Best thing to talk about is dick puppetry.
Dick puppetry?
Whenever you get stuck in it, talk about your penis. Or
about a shit.
Or monkeys or midgets.
Well, what about feces? You know, I can always.
You got an attraction to shit, and I don't know what it is. I'm surprised you just don't. You don't go home and like lay on your back and have girls take a dump on you.
You know, that's not. Did I tell you about the experience?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Experience project, maybe?
Well, the thing is,
or something you've actually experienced.
No, it was something I read yesterday where the guy said. Oh, I think I did tell you about that. Where he said, "I want to be denied urination."
Yeah.
Okay, so I told you that story.
So your fascination with shit, though. I mean, have you ever had a girl take a dump on you, or played in their poo poo in the toilet or something?
That would totally turn me off. You know, I'm telling you right now, my fetishes may be weird.
Yeah.
But they're sure as fuck not as
but
weird.
But what if a girl wanted to? What if a girl wanted you to do it to her? Take a dump on her.
I don't think I could.
So you couldn't stand above her and go, here it comes, baby.
And squeeze one out on her face. You know, I joke about it, but I don't think
you couldn't really do it.
No, I don't think I could get myself to do it.
And then she was like, wanted you to kiss her afterwards or
something. Hell no. Absolutely not. Yeah, come shit on my face. No.
Mwah, baby.
I mean, hey, man, to each his own. If
Well, I
that's...
know a guy that really got into that, and I'm not shitting you. This guy,
no pun intended.
This guy really did, and I met him back in Pennsylvania years upon years ago, and he was a little weird, you know, but he seemed normal for the most part, but he had just like little quirks. Once in a while, you look at him and go, something's just not right with this guy. You know, one of them kind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then after a while of hanging out with like 3 or 4 months, he started talking about women and stuff and what he liked to do. And, you know, because I'm talking about, we seen this really hot girl, big tits, you know, shit like that. I'm like, man, she's hot. And he's like, yeah. Oh, I'd just lay down and let her shit all over me.
So he'd say things like
yeah, and I always thought, you know, he was just, you know, a crude fucking guy statement, you know?
Right, just to be gross, yeah.
Yeah, and then the one time he sat there and he goes, you know, we're in the back and I was doing something in my car. I think I was changing my transmission or something. And we're back there and I'm like laying underneath there and he goes, you know, I just love fucking women. I love women. You know what I want him to do? This is what I want to get a good fucking woman, and I want her to take some X-Lax, and I want her just to dump all over my face.
Over your face? You know, it's not even like your chest.
Yeah, not his chest or not.
Genitals
no,
or something.
he wanted his chest too. He was going to rub it down on his chest.
Oh,
he wanted to, and he said he wanted corn in it.
Oh God.
Yeah, he got into all these fucking. I'm like, I thought he was fucking with me at first, like, you know, kind of like just trying to gross me out.
Yeah.
He was fucking totally serious.
And he
was into shitting, being shit on.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, whatever. I know people think I'm kind of weird because I like feet and dirty feet and shit like that, but...
Well, he liked shit, and he liked to get it in his mouth.
Damn.
He liked to eat, and he would say shit like before that. He would say comments like, "Man, I'd like to eat the shit out of her. I'd like to eat the corn right out of her shit." You know, and guys have said that without thinking. So this guy really fucking meant it.
Wow. Damn. So this is what he loved doing.
He
like
loved doing
shit,
it, and like I said, at first I thought he was fucking with me, you know. And it was maybe like a week or two later, his girlfriend came around or something like that, and she was talking about how he likes to be wrapped up in like saran wrap, and only his nostril holes cut out in his mouth, and she shit all over him and rubs it on him, and it puts it in his mouth. And I was like, okay, me and his friendship. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't sit around and talk about fucking eating shit.
See, no. Now I would have had him around just for entertainment.
No, it was disgusting. I mean, this guy it was really fucking. Some of the shit he was saying was totally fucking disgusting.
Oh, it almost like he feels like you should get into it too.
Yeah, and it was also the fact that, you know, I mean, you're going out somewhere. How are you going to take this buddy with you that he's going to sit around in a fucking social setting and talk about girls dumping in his face and eating the corn?
And he would do that? He had no, like, kill switch? Like,
yeah, we went to my aunt. My aunt owned a pizzeria back there, a sub shop.
Oh, God.
We went down there, and I was like, you know, bringing him down. And my aunt, 70 years old or something like that at the time. We're sitting there having a whole game, everything. Oh, little Jimmy, you know, blah, 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 blah. And he's like sitting there talking. And now she wasn't right there next to us, but she was and he's talking real loud. He's like, oh, yeah, this hoagie. He was, if I could have a girl put a turd in this and I could just rip in. I'm like, oh, you're fucking kidding me, right?
So the guy just has no restraint.
No restraint. He had this whole fucking thing about, and once he ripped loose on talking about dumping on him, and that's all we talked about then.
Wow, so that was his crazy fucked up fascination.
And the bad part is if it would have been a joke, I probably could have laughed it off, but I could not imagine anything but a turd in his fucking hoagie because he really did want to eat the fucking thing.
Wow. You know, he probably was a little bit retarded, I'm guessing, because, I mean, okay, there are some guys that like shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, did he, since you knew him, was there ever a point where he had a girlfriend or somebody he was seeing or anything?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did have a girlfriend.
Yeah, remember I told you he had a girlfriend. Then she said he'd like to have him cut the saran wrap with holes in his nose and his mouth and take a dump on him and rub it on him and put it in his mouth.
I just thought that was something he fantasized about.
No, he actually had a woman. She was a good-looking chick, too.
Wow. Would she do this?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, she would talk about how she would...
I mean, I shouldn't be judgmental of other people's fetishes.
She would eat food that would give her the runs so she could just spray it on it. Yeah. Yes.
You know, again, I know I shouldn't be too judgmental about my shit.
Right.
Because, you know, I got some weird fetishes too.
We all kind of have something maybe someone else would think is strange, but come on.
But I think mine are pretty tame compared to, you know, Hey, will you shit on my face through a saran wrap bag?
Yeah. I mean, me and Danielle have been having peeing on each other in a shower contest a little bit off and on, grossing each other out. But
Well, yeah,
it's
it's
not
just
really a
fucking
fetish.
around.
We're just fucking around, you know.
Right. That's like, we're fucking with each
Yeah,
other.
but I'm not gonna go lay on the bed and say, "Hey,
pee on me."
Can we lay down some fucking tarps and I'm gonna lay here and you squat above my face and
splash my face
squirt
with
it up
dinner?
my nose and down my throat and I'm gonna drink your piss."
That's, well, that's my
Can
joke.
you put it in a cup with some fucking ice cubes and a
I mean,
lemon?
there are people that are into that shit, I guess.
Yes, there are.
And then there's some that like they do. What they'll do is they'll put like the diaper guys, and they actually will shit in their diapers.
Yeah,
and,
and the girls will clean it up and wipe their asses and. Although I can't say much. I actually had Danielle shave my back last night, but that's kind of normal.
That's pretty fucking tame compared to taking a shit in your own.
Yeah, I mean that's
diaper.
kind of a relationship sort of thing, you know. Like, hey, hon, want to shave the hair off my back?
Actually, Shell used to shave my balls. I mean that was
shave your balls.
Oh fuck yeah, I never shaved my
Wow.
balls. You know, I do it now myself, but
Right.
I used to have her do it. You know, it was just something kind of fun we could do, and you know,
I kind of felt bad for her though, because we were there. It felt like 5 hours.
With her shaving?
Yeah, her shaving my back. She's like, she didn't mind it, you know. It's like, so it wasn't something big for her, but I just don't like it, and I want it, and she did it, and she says she would never shave my chest though. She actually likes the hair on my chest.
Well, you shouldn't.
which is kind of cool because
you're a man, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that she finds it attractive, you know, because a lot of women are like, that's just gross, but she finds it attractive. She actually likes it, so that's cool.
I mean, there are women like hairy chests. You know, I mean, I've been with some. I got a hairy ass chest, and I've been with some women that like hairy chests.
Yeah. Oh, I've got you beat way beyond.
You have me beat?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm very hairy.
I mean, damn, I thought I was a pretty hairy fucker, but
Yeah, I mean, no, because mine's like yours is like in sporadic spots. Mine's a complete. It doesn't. I don't have like
like a head of hair.
Yeah. Well, not a head of hair, but it's
No, I know
actually.
what you're saying.
She said it's. I don't know how to take this, but she said it's soft like kitten hair. So she doesn't mind it.
Well, it is like the back hairs are fine. Like
Yeah.
I got some shit back there, you know.
But man, couldn't she have said something more manly? Why'd it have to be kitten hair?
Oh, it feels like well, you know, women they
I
gotta
know,
say,
but
they
that's
gotta
kind of
say lame
cute because
shit.
I like women when they're kind of girly like that. So you know me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of dig that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, she says cute girly things.
That's just you know, she's a girl. and
Even though she punched me in my throat.
get punched in the throat. At least she's not shitting on your face.
That's true. Well, the only time I get punched in the throat is if I fuck around on her. So I'm good. I'll never get punched in the throat.
Well, who knows what other shit, you know?
Yeah, there may be more
like-
rules and regulations down the line.
Yeah, it seems like she's
to where I get punched in the throat.
very into punching people in the throat for some reason. That's like a weird fucking thing for her.
She's a throat puncher.
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, I guess for me, you know, like my center for the like if you hate somebody,
All right.
you want to slam their head. You know what I'm saying?
So yours is slam their head, hers is punch them in the throat.
Yeah, I guess because my thing is I always want to bang someone's head into a fucking like a wall or through through a window. Or
Mine is fuck with their head until they want to blow their own brains out.
Well, you know, like when Shell and I broke up,
Right.
I mean, I would never have done this, but it was sure fun to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually thought about like, you know, damn, what if I, grabbed a hammer and just smashed your skull in? And,
Wow.
Like that's the shit I was so mad, you know?
Well, I guess so. If you want to smash her fucking skull in with a hammer.
Well, that's it. That's the head is it could be a center of love or a center of hate. You know, that's why
So
I do.
you.
That's why I do the shaking heads and the joining heads. And
So
all.
for you, doing the head thing's a big thing for you.
Yeah. You almost got me there, you fucker. I'll be right back, bitches.
The shit that hurts me. The shit that hurts me. The shit that hurts me. The shit that hurts me.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul, R&B, soul. Hip-hop bangers like 25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm
I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life. Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down in your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down in your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, we got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want
as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing a gun. My toleration is none. Fucking Buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters. So turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
Straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the facts of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts.
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic light, you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch Jerk Man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Back to the STEM radio show with a man behind the board. Actually wrestles his penis every night, and his penis wins. Maxwell Silverhammer.
Wait a minute. The man behind the board is you.
Yeah, that's right. I wrestle my penis every night. The penis wins.
Oh, is that
I was
right?
not talking about you this time.
Oh, that's
I
what
want
I
to throw
figured.
myself into something here.
Oh, good. Well, you should.
I did.
You should alternate.
My penis wins. It's so big, it just slaps me in the head and wins.
So wait a minute. How come?
So now if I was to say for you, I would have said, this is, okay, this is what I would have done. Okay, if it would have been you, let's redo this. Okay, ready?
Yeah, see, if it would have been me, it would have been an insult.
Yeah, now here we go. We'll try this again. You ready?
Yeah.
Now we'll start this over, and then I'll do it if I was to do it for you coming in.
Okay.
For your penis.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Here we go. Back to the STEM radio show with the man behind the mic. Would only wish he could find his penis to play with it. Maxwell Silverhammer.
Maybe because it's lodged in the man behind the board's mouth. So, anyway, I got a question, and I'm wondering about something.
What are you wondering about?
And I don't know if it's that we're getting more exposure and people have more access to the show now, or if we're just getting rougher and meaner and really saying fuck corporacy and all that. Because I've noticed it's harder for me to get interviews aside from hip hop guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I went on that RTIR website. And I hit a few people up about coming on for the show, and I either got no response or the response was, sorry, we're not, just really not interested. That wouldn't fit our format. Or, like one lady said something about, because she kind of was on our level with the whole, is the election going to be bullshit? Is it even worth your time voting and all this other? And I was like, oh, fuck, this is somebody that we should have on.
And so you hit her up and she wasn't interested.
She said, I don't think this would, how did she put it? She tried to make herself sound extra important, but she said something like, I don't think it would match the message I'm trying to convey, or something like that.
Well, a lot of people don't want to put crudeness with it because they feel it loses its substance at that point, that it's not going to get the bang that they want out of it.
Well, though, I used to not have a problem with this, so I'm just wondering one of two things.
Well, because everything's becoming more politically correct also.
Oh, that's true.
Even though people are telling you that they don't want to be part of political correctness, they still fall in line with it.
That's true. Well, yeah, they do. Fuck yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about you can't insult minorities, you can't say this,
Right.
you can't say that.
And they'll say, we want freedom of speech as long as it's the speech I want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Freedom of, as long as I get to say what I want to say.
Right.
But,
That's all that matters to anybody. Once again, it all falls back to it's a me society and only me.
So that might be. So things have changed since I've done the show.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if did somebody try to blacklist me?
Well, that could have happened too.
And it's very possible that somebody could.
That could be part of it. I don't know.
Which I think is funny as hell, because why would you spend money on somebody you hate? You know what I'm saying? Like,
people in the United States do it all the time.
I know. I remember when I was doing music, and there was this guy I was working with for a short period of time, but he would brag about blacklisting artists all the time. And he'd be like, I just pay radio stations and record labels a bunch of money not to do anything with them. And I'm thinking, well, wait, if you hate the motherfucker, why are you spending money on it?
Because they feel power from that. They feel power from spending money to stop them from doing what they want them to stop doing.
Fuck that. Go let them do what they do and hang themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch karma kick their ass.
Well, see, and a lot of people that have money and want power do not wait for that. They believe that their way of proving their point and feeling like the superior person in the whole fucking mix is to spend money, because they can do that to stop you.
Wow. I understand, I guess, sort of, kind of, but I guess
it's a power play.
If I was, I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of a Corporanicon. If I was a Corporanicon, my mindset would be, damn, it took me way too long to get here, and all this money I had to earn, and I would be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm keeping my money,
No.
I'd be a miserly fuck.
No, they would have no problem spending that money to stomp you down.
Wow. Amazing.
That's their mindset.
Amazing.
It's a power trip more than it is cash, to be honest with you.
Yeah, see, and you would never know. That's the thing. Because I kind of tripped out on that. Because remember how last week when we had what's his name, Justin Trance on, and I was like, yeah, you're right. We got to go for some more interviews that are a little bit, not just the hip hop all the time. That's okay, but I really would like to get some people that got some political shit or some books or something, just something a little different.
Most people are going to stay away from yours, though, just because of the content.
And it used to never be like that. Back in the day, I used to get all kinds of...
Welcome to the world of political correctness.
Wow. Things have changed, man. So, and this is in the 8 years that I've done this show. Because like I said, I used to never have problems.
Well, think about it. In the 8 years you've done this show, look at from when you first started this show to how it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Just how the world is. I mean, how people think. And 8 years ago, do you ever remember talking about a zombie apocalypse?
No.
And how dumb people are, and all the cell phones and all the spy. No, none of this stuff existed, really. It was there, but...
We talked about stupidity and shit like that.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't as rampant as it is now.
No, you're right.
I mean, back then, you could pick one or two people out. You could say, what a dumb shit.
Right.
Now, you're lucky if you pick one person out and say, wow, they can fucking use their head.
Yeah, well, that's it. And the whole thing now of, governments and corporations working together. And so, yeah, you're right. The climate has definitely changed.
Yeah.
And everybody now kisses ass and falls in line because they're afraid, oh, shit, if I step out of that.
Big brother will come down and bust their nuts.
They're going to fry my ass. So, I've tried to look for some shit, and I keep looking, but...
Don't give up. I mean, keep in mind, you're just new at doing it this way, too.
Well, that's it. But my other hypothesis was, well, maybe we have more exposure, which is kind of a good thing. So people have more
exposure, sometimes a bad thing.
Well, yeah, that's it, because they have access to the show. One lady I was talking to who's actually a school teacher, at first she was going to come on. Right. And, then she said, hey, listen, I Googled your show, and she said, I listened to a few minutes of it, and she was like, I really just... she goes, I'm too much of a goody-goody. I don't think I'd fit that format, So I was cool to her. I said, well, I appreciate, and I kind of joked with her a little bit.
Right.
Because she was cool. She wasn't uppity about it or anything.
Right.
But I just thought, wow, man, that's shit. I mean, every once in a while back in the day, I'd get maybe one person that would shoot me down or didn't want to come on or whatever. And I was like,
but you mostly went for rappers, though, too.
Well, yes and no. Back then I did. If a lot of the older shows, I did have people on that wrote books. Although now looking back, some of the people I got off that RTIR site were kind of wacko too.
Whack jobs.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, and the ones that did come on were something that was already explicit, or they would match in with the audience that you would have.
Right. Or like you said, though, we had one guy on who was. He was a Muslim who now lived in America, and
Kelly's been wanting to come back on your show, but you won't have him on. So
who's Kelly?
The Bible guy.
Oh, that fucking guy. Is he still bugging you about that?
He's asked a couple times.
I just don't. Hey man, you believe your shit, I believe my shit. I mean,
Remember he was pretty cool with it though.
He was all right, but
he was the one that we got to talk to about it.
But he was kind of an asshole later to me. I remember when I had Jane on, he didn't really want to talk to me. It's like, okay, dude, you're just trying to get your fucking, then I get these other weirdos.
Maybe it was Jane.
Well, I think he was, vagilicking Jane, if that's what you're.
Yeah, maybe it was one of those deals.
Well, I don't think it was something Jane.
You find something up there? Or?
There is something there, but I can't get it.
Really?
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, don't wait to go to the bathroom to pick your fucking nose.
Oh hell no!
You think you're on Our Natural Right show?
And that's the thing too. She gets a lot of guests, but I guess her,
Well, hers sets to a set format.
True. That's true.
That's what it is. There's never talking about dick sucking and fucking coming on someone's fucking eardrops and you use them for, facial cream or anything. It's nothing like that. So
yeah, we get pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, so for hers, it's a set line. She was freaking out when the guy was picking his nose on the show the other day and picking his ears and that.
Well, do you think but I wonder if we've kind of stepped it up a little bit on the show.
Well, I probably believe some of it has, yeah.
I mean, because we must have gotten worse. Because back in the day, we like I said, we were pretty bad. But
back in the day, we talked about a lot of political stuff. We changed it up a lot, and now, we've gotten a little more vulgar, I guess you could say, maybe with it. I guess kind of over the years.
Vulgar and maybe straight to the point.
Yeah, and not so much playing and just bullshitting around, and because we didn't always do that, but for the most part.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we've gotten, and now we got our jokes that we say, about Red Lobster and fucking in the ass and, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it may, that may
turn some people off.
I guess so. Well,
I mean, it probably would never turn, like Motors off in that because he knows us and everything. And the fact is that, he takes pictures with men and holding hands and stuff. So why would that offend him?
I wonder if he's still listening.
He probably is.
Maybe not. We'll find out if I get a text, right? So yeah, it's just funny because, like I said, I've had a little more trouble getting guests than I used to. So it's kind of like.
Well, remember we've talked about this. I think there's more anger in it too now than there was before.
I think you're right. That's what I'm wondering. If we stepped it up and we're like, fuck this, we're really spitting in the face.
Yeah, I think it's more anger in the show than once was at one time.
Yeah, because you're right. I think I was kind of trying to follow the format of. Terrestrial radio to a degree. I mean, I liked using profanity, but at the same time, I was, getting my training wheels on. So I was emulating a lot of, what I heard on terrestrial radio, where now, I'm pretty comfortable in my skin and I'm like, what the fuck ever,
Yeah.
If whatever I'm feeling.
So has the show changed? I would say so.
Yeah.
I've been on the show, what now? 5 years almost?
5-6 years. Yeah.
5-6 years on the show. I mean, before that, I really wasn't a regular at all.
Right.
And I see from when I first jumped in and started the big change in all of this to now.
Yeah.
We've kind of stayed away from political. I mean, we did that for a while. The ratings were good. You had a lot of stuff, but we kind of burn out on it. Remember when we were trying to tell everybody what was really going to happen, and now it's already happening.
Right. So
what do you say now?
Well, yeah.
We were right.
Well, and what can you do? Bitch about it again and again and again. It gets old. It's like, okay, we know what's happening. We got a little into the politics here for a little bit earlier, but we're just we jump around a lot. I mean, that's what it is. I'm kind of, I guess, because I'm kind of treating it more like therapy,
right?
Versus
see, and I think that's what happened too. You didn't treat it like therapy back then. Now
I couldn't.
Yeah, it's become more of a therapy thing for you. So it's more been about you in a personal level than reaching people to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, you're right, and you're right, because back then it was like I wanted to be accepted and I wanted to be, get.
Now
accolades.
you say I don't give a fuck if I have one person listen or nobody.
Yeah.
This is my therapy.
Right, exactly, and that's kind of what it's become too.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, fuck, I've cried on the show. You know what I'm saying? So that shows me that this is just my way of venting or getting shit off my chest and just kind of.
And you still have listeners, so it's not like you don't have anybody.
Oh, I know that. I know there's listeners, and I never questioned that. I just thought it was strange that I had so much trouble with interviews,
Keep in mind, if you're not doing what corporate wants, it's kind of hard to.
Well, and a lot of people dick-lurp corporate too. I mean, which I don't understand why. That's the enemy. But you go ahead and suck their dick and see what happens. See where you end up.
Right.
So, but it's just interesting because it's a little different than
Right.
what I'm used to, because we had some other people on in the past that, and some of them were Fruit Loopy, like the guy with I give my daughter money and let her roll on the floor with it, and remember all that?
Mm-hmm. I
that
remember.
fucking weirdo? So, which I think he's been trying to contact me, and I just have not contacted him back.
Right.
I just don't want these wacko weirdo. I know what I'm doing now. I've been doing this for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just let people come on just 'cause. I mean, I thought he had an interesting premise originally when I contacted him.
And
But
realized
then-
he really didn't.
Yeah, then when he came on and showed what a fucking weirdo he was, I was like, okay, and he didn't really back his points very well. So it was just one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, I guess we don't need him. Fuck him. So
yeah, you'll probably run into some stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had regular shows that do just regular stuff that have had a hard time. They've had dry spots where they couldn't get people on or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, and I've had some cool interviews too. I can't, I mean, we've had some good ones this year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not like it was, say last year.
Climate's changed with a lot of different things, and sometimes maybe it's not all about the show. Some people just are just not what they used to be. Bottom line.
Yeah, I guess not. People used to let their nuts hang. Now they're afraid to. Like, oh wow.
Well, there's a lot of people right now that are afraid for what's going to happen or the way things are changing. There's a lot of people that are afraid to come out and talk.
See, that's some bitch shit, because it's like, well, while you still got rights, you better use them.
Well, the problem is a lot of them don't think they still have them anymore, or are afraid to say anything that they don't want to have any kind of political backlash or whatever it is.
Yeah, everything's politics.
They don't want to
now.
be going. Yeah, everything's pretty much turned politics. Yeah.
See, and that's
You don't want to ride down the street and have some cop pull you over and look at your license plate or run your name, and you're on some kind of list that they beat you down with the billy clubs and shoot you in the back.
Yeah,
Everybody's afraid. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's that's too bad.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about that. I'm still gonna do me. So that's what it is, and
You're still going to do you.
I always do.
Every night, I heard.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Every night you do you.
Absolutely. So I what was I gonna say? So yeah, that's why there's been a lot of hip hop guys lately, because they're the only dudes that really still, and even that.
Well, that's because that's their thing. But yeah, like you were going to say, even that is just kind of
getting watered down. And,
Yeah.
I mean, some guys that I have come on here, it's like, okay.
It's all pretty much cookie cutter generic bullshit.
Yeah, you're doing, I mean, really, I'm just giving you a platform to put your shit out there. But, if you're, I don't know, I just don't want to risk it anymore with these, that one guy that we had that one time who was recently, and he's hit me up and he said something about interviews and he's got some people and I'm like, I don't.
Not the one I sent, right?
No, not that guy.
Okay.
This is,
He's actually he was kind of cool, I thought.
Oh, he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. So I just support him on that, that, hey, you're a cool dude and I like you, but, there's some other ones, like I said, this other guy, because he bitched at me for not spelling his fucking name right on the YouTube. And,
I remember that.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? If you're going to be nitpicky and you're going to be a pain in the ass, then, I'm not going to continue to
suck the dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Shouldn't have said that. Now you're not going to get an interview.
Oh, well, too bad. Too fucking bad. And then some of these people, they pop back up. Then you get people, and that's the thing. I got to say that everybody I've always had on has always wanted to come back on. I get those repeat offenders,
right?
That are like, hey, can I come back on? And you're like, whoa, it's only been a couple months, man. You got to,
Well, a lot of those people, after they leave contact list here and everything, and I, to be honest with you, I contact them afterwards and I say, look, he's a blind man. He doesn't have a lot. Can you come back on his show and just entertain him a little bit? Because
or act interested.
He act interested in the poor man. He hasn't had sight since he was born.
Yeah, I know. So
he has to jack off and lay in his own nut.
Well, that's fine. I enjoy that.
And he has not had any ass since Red Lobster.
Actually, that's not true. Red Lobster was 2010.
Oh, that's what I said. You haven't had any ass since then, right? Or you said it's not true, so you have? Wow.
Yes, I have.
I had to hear the new story.
Hey, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm GJ, amazed to hear this story, Jerkman.
And that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
Show.